Hi guys, welcome to Alaoria. I'm Seth, and today we're going to take a wander around this world that I have been building for probably around 18 months on and off, roughly. I haven't done much, as we'll see. Most of it has just been terraforming projects that have taken a few months due to resource gathering and things like that. But yeah, I figured I'd bring you guys in now that we're going to start building some of the bigger things. So we're starting out here. This is my little starter house here on what we call Isle Olorra. So if we just take a quick fly up here, we'll see. So Isle Olorra started out as a mountain with a cherry grove on the top, which I flattened. We are going to be building a rather large castle on this, which is going to be a sniffer sanctuary. And the main import and export will be flowers based on the sniffers with torch flowers and uh, pitch pods. So we currently have, I think there's around 50 of the sniffers wandering around this island currently. Some armadillos scattered around as well. A lot of them have been getting caught along the coastlines as they do tend to wander, and once they fall off, they can't get back in. But obviously, once we've got something built here, they'll be a lot safer. So if we just fly up again here, we can just take a quick glide around. It's quite a decent sized island. Hopefully, it'll all come together at some point, and it'll look good. We will terraform up and around the castle once it's built. But yeah, so this is actually spawn currently. This is where you spawn in on this island. But later down the line, I will be actually moving the world spawn to a smaller island that I'm building up. But we'll visit that at a later date. But this won't be the world spawn in future. It will be being moved. So yeah, starter house. It's pretty basic. Got a few cows, a lot of dogs, smelting area. Upstairs there is enchanting and a potion brewing station, which we don't really use that much anymore. Like I said, I have been in this world for about 18 months, so we're pretty solid in regards to everything that we've got. And then downstairs is just a storage room. It's manual at the moment, not automated. So we've got wood types, stone, and then there is actually a second layer which we have all the colours. And yeah, just a main storage area really. So that's it. This is just another poll, by the way. So yeah, so this is all that we've done with Isle Olorra at the moment. Again, it was mostly terraforming. Um, this area down here as well used to be more enclosed, but we opened it up. So this is going to turn into a little docking bay of such for the smaller ships, ready for the export of the flowers, things like that. Just storytelling things, really. Some more sniffers there. So yeah, so this is Isle Olorra. So next we're going to head on out and we're going to go and visit the Temple de Marea. So here we have coming up the Temple de Marea, which is a temple that we're dedicating to Salok, the sea god. Which it was an ocean monument that has since been drained. So let's go and take a look, shall we? So this actually took about 3 weeks of draining it all and then digging it down. It does need to go down a little bit further, but I do tend to get distracted and bounce around between projects. So right now it is on hold. But the plans for this is to have a guardian farm hidden beneath a ancient temple, and this will be built up with a big cracked dome over the top, where the sea is kind of breaking back in. Nature is taking back over and reclaiming this sea temple. Hopefully, when it's all finished, it'll look quite good. Right now, it is still looking a bit worse for wear right now, but in the end, hopefully, we'll have a beautiful temple with a functioning guardian farm in the middle. So this is our second stop on the tour. So coming up here, we have the island that is going to house the Auralis. So this actually took quite a few months just for the resource gathering, as the entire island is actually surrounded by custom black cliffs. So if we fly up here, the island is quite large, and like I said, the entire area is surrounded by custom cliffs, and there is a few beaches like this that are just going to lead up into various entry points. So the plan for this is a giant monastery that is going to house the majority of our villagers. So if we head on over here, we can actually see quite a few villagers that have been in boats and minecarts for months. We have every book trade. We also have a few farming villages and just some others for iron trades just to build up some emeralds. So these guys are going to be living in the Auralis as the scholars of the monastery. And then we also have what also took several weeks to do. We kidnapped several nitwits from various villages throughout our little world here. And these are going to be our monks. So I wanted them to not want to latch on to any jobs. So nitwit seemed perfect. And then obviously because they all were green, no matter what village they're from, it just seemed like a uniform of types as to what our monks would wear in this area. So we have quite a few monks here. They are all actually named. My nephew helped name quite a few of them. One is named after himself. So yeah, these guys are going to be wandering around our monastery, just bringing some life to the area. And we also have some plans for the happy guests that are all floating around at the moment. So these are going to be like our representatives of the monastery. Think similar to Avatar with the temples. These guys are going to have a few buildings where they are going to be housed. And then if we just fly over to this end, so this end is going to be our farming village. So this entire area here is going to be our farming village. So again, it has got its own beach, entrance beach here. This will be built up a bit better. So this is what we're calling Thistlemere. So Thistlemere is going to be our farming village. There's going to be 7 farmhouses in total. Currently, we've only got 2. I just wanted to get something built so then we can see a style emerging of what everyone's going to look like. But there's going to be fields surrounding, some animal barns with some animals in the fields. We're going to have some windmills and just little bits scattered around, like some wheelbarrows and some scarecrows and things, just detail blocks that are going to bring this area to life. So this is to support the monks. So we've got our farming village is going to be housed at this end, and they are going to be the ones that are basically feeding and supporting our monks that live over in the Auralis. So these are actually functional as well. So inside they are decorated, not to too much of an extent, because villagers are going to be living in them. So I want them to be able to um, move around these. So this is the downstairs, and then each level is decorated. So we've got these, and then bedrooms for our villagers, and then the attics, which are just moderately decorated, just storage. But the main feature of these houses are actually hidden. So if we go over here, hidden beneath these trapdoors are the functioning aspects of each of these houses. So there is going to be 7, which means 7 farms. So this one currently houses our melon and pumpkin farms, fully automated. And they're actually doing quite well at the moment, given that I've not been in this area much. But yeah, so they all filter out to here. And then on this side, we've got our melons, which currently needs hooking up to an autocrafter because I've been doing it manually, but they will be getting auto-crafted and then popped into these chests. So yeah, this is our first farm, so melon and pumpkins. And then over in the second house, we'll just nip over there. You can probably guess what farm is in this house because I do try and put clues on the outside, so at a glance you'd be able to tell what farm is under each house. So if we pop on here, oh, then again, moderately decorated, so it's easily movable for our villagers. Again, they all have little bedrooms, and the attics, once again, just some storage with some windows that will have a better view in the future of other houses and all the crop fields, bringing some colour and some shapes to our little area. And then if we pop on down, once again, hidden below is our next farm. So down here we have once again automated sugarcane farms. So I do have a creeper farm out in the ocean that produces the gunpowder. So I needed something that could keep up with my gunpowder production for rockets. So we have 4 structures of sugarcane, which all gets filtered down into these chests. Not really been in this area, so at the moment we've only got a few. But yeah, so that is the plan for Thistlemere. Each house will have a farm hidden underneath. So we've got plans for a kelp farm, wheat, potatoes, carrots, honey, and we're also going to do beetroot, mostly just for the aesthetic. I don't really like having an even number of builds. I prefer an odd number. I think it brings more character to an area, so we needed a 7th one. So we shoved beetroot in there and a beetroot farm. The fields will bring some more colour, the reddish colours to the area, so that'll be quite nice. And then we're going to have the animal barns, which obviously cows, pigs, chickens, and sheep will be in the area with a few llamas probably because I stole these ones from Wandering Trader. But yeah, so this is our third area, which kind of splits into 2 with Thistlemere, and then obviously we're going to have the Auralis over in the distance here that will be looming over Thistlemere. And yeah, we'll just bring this area together and trying to make it look grand and worthy of such a beautiful area. Because I really think that this island was perfect to be able to set up for a villager area. I usually try and make my villager areas on a mushroom island, just so then we don't have to worry about them being attacked by mobs and things. Because I like having my villagers free roaming. Obviously, at the moment they're all imprisoned in minecarts, but they will all be wandering around this area. So yeah, that is the Auralis and Thistlemere. So there are 3 main areas that we've worked on at the moment. Like I said, there's not much to see right now. It's mostly just the terraforming, which has taken several months to do. But like I've said previously, I do tend to bounce around quite a lot with my projects. I don't stick with one thing too long. So obviously we've got something new on the horizon that we're going to go and take a sneak peek at, which will be the focus over the next few episodes, I think. So we're just going to head over there now. So here we're coming up on what we're going to be calling Torvune. So Torvune is going to be an ancient city that is actually going to be built into this giant hole. So this has taken about a week of just digging straight down to bedrock. So if we hop on down here, oh, so we've dug all the way down to bedrock, and the plan for this is going to be an ancient industrial fan is going to sit at the top that has rusted, is no longer moving, and down inside is going to be, so this is going to actually be filled with lava, and as we go further and further up, civilization is going to have settled inside the walls of this rusted, worn down industrial fan. It sounds a bit odd at the moment, but the idea in my head, once it all starts coming together, will hopefully look really good. But this is our main focus at the moment, so we've recently just started this. All we've done, obviously, right now is dig a giant hole. But yeah, this is Torvune. This is going to be our focus. I've got many, many ideas for this world. Um, Things that have been planned out. I do plan things out in a creative copy of this world. Um, so then things can all get tied together quite well. So there's many plans. There's a lot of things that are going to be coming up. The idea for Aloria is to build up a a giant fantasy world where things are all interconnected through trade routes and things like that. So there is going to be things coming up, bouncing around between projects. Like I said, I don't really stay too long in one area, just to try and not get bored of doing the same thing over and over again. I do quite like terraforming and digging, so a lot of the projects usually surround that kind of thing. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this first episode of introducing Aloria and the plans that we've got coming up. Um, Hopefully you'll stick around and see what we've got in mind. Thank you very much for coming and having a wonderful Aloria, and we'll see you next time.